being in community is critical because it will help keep you accountable, and it's about embodying this archetype. What are the little things we need to cut out? Aries, welcome to your May 2026 reading, but of course this message is for you anytime you might find it.
As always, we'll be using our classic Mystic Compass spread, starting here at the north. This card will represent the area of your life that has to do with housing, finances, career, etc. And then we've got an action item to follow. Over here to the east, we've got our thoughts, mindset, focus, dreams, as well as an action item to complement. Down here at the south, we've got our passions, our belief systems, anything that gets us really fired up, that gets us going, and our motivation, as well as a corresponding action item. Over here to the west, we've got our feelings and emotions, anything that is touching us in a deep emotional way, as well as an action item that corresponds. Finally, we've got one card in the center to tie everything together to show us what exactly we are looking at as the main point of the reading of this month and how everything is interconnected.
To the north, we are starting with our Ace of Swords. This is so in this spot of the north placement, we're looking at your housing, finances, career, that sort of thing. And so with this Ace of Swords, we're thinking in new ways about those aspects of life. So we're thinking about we're thinking about how to start something new. Like, do you want to buy a second home? Do you need to move to a new apartment? Do you want to start a new job? Do you want to find new ways to make money? We're starting to think about those things this month, Aries. Let's see what your action item is over here. 6 of Wands. I love this. So we're starting this out, but we are doing it in community. All right, we are in community. So in the description box of this video, I have a link for an investing program that I highly recommend. That is an example of a community that you can join that will help you on that journey. So even if you're brand new to investing or starting to make money, like extra money, being in community is critical because it will help keep you accountable. It will give you extra resources that are harder to find, that take more time for you to find if you're doing everything by yourself. So we're gonna start something new, but we're not doing it alone. We're doing it with others. That's very important for you, Aries. So set your pride aside for a moment and join the group. Let's see what we have for you over at the east. This is your thoughts, where focus, anything of the mind, memories, dreams. 10 of Cups. So this card represents family, and that can be chosen family. That does not have to be biological family. Anybody that you consider family. So you might be thinking about family, you might be thinking about having children, expanding your family. You might be thinking about what it really means to be part of a family. You might be thinking about all these different aspects of family. And family is one type of community, right? So you can also get your family involved with whatever these endeavors are that we were just speaking of. But like, let's see what your action item is beyond just thinking about family. It could be, you could even be thinking about helping other families. Yeah. Let's see what your action item is over here. 5 of Pentacles. So we've got this with the 5 of Pentacles, we're looking at something tangible. So you're thinking about tangible. Your action item is to think about tangible ways and turn those thoughts into actions that you can do to support your family. So, or support a family. So that could be like donating through a religious organization to support families financially. That could be finding a GoFundMe for a family that has lost their home in a house fire, maybe, or flood, or another natural disaster. This is looking at how we can share benevolence and how we can be of service. This is also, if you are in a time of need right now, this is also your invitation to reach out for that type of assistance to help you and your family. All right, so this is full circle where we're coming. There are, even though this is something we have to think about and strategize, there are tangible, actionable items that we can take here. Let's see what we have for you down at the south. With our connection to the divine spirit, goddess, the universe. 4 of Wands. This is so nice. So we're over here, we're doubling down on the fire element, since Wands also represent fire. So what does spiritual home mean to you? What does it mean to have a spiritual home? What does it mean to have spiritual partnership? What does it mean to have spiritual sacred union? That's the type of things we're talking about here. Think about that, Aries. And what is your action item here? 3 of Swords. Heartbreak, grief, loss. How does that relate here? So maybe you came into a spiritual community or a sacred union that has recently been disbanded. You know, like maybe there was a rift in a community in which you were part. Maybe you've recently broken up or divorced. And this is all the more reason to involve yourself in community, like I mentioned earlier. But you can actually feel through this process. And even though this card represents grief and loss and heartbreak, it's also a swords card, which means that you're thinking of the mind. There is a thought included here. So think through, what were the positive aspects of this relationship and what were the negative aspects of the relationship, and how can you use that experience to build this foundation again in a better way. It could be, for some of you, there may have been infidelity in a partnership, and that could be like a romantic partnership or like a business partnership. And that can be another source of this heartbreak and loss. And we're looking at how we're going to work through that and how we're going to receive divine guidance to get through this scenario. So we can start with prayer or meditation. This is something more ethereal. This is something more bigger than just what's physically present for us in the 3D. Okay, we're looking at this on like a 5-dimensional level, a multi-dimensional level. All right, let's see what we have for you over at the West, Aries. Queen of Wands, you are bad bitch. You are getting yourself through to the next level. You are you fully aware of who you are, and you are feeling yourself. So even though there's this loss and grief that we were just mentioning, you know your role, you know who you are, and you can really feel into that. Okay, that's where we're at. Is we have the capacity for many things to be true all at the same time, Aries, and this is the case for you here. Let's see what your action item is along with this one. Ah, of course, Page of Swords. With this Page of Swords, you are the messenger. You are able to relay thoughts and see ahead, the course ahead into the future, to be able to share with other people and maybe prepare them for similar scenarios. And all of this is done under the pretense of feeling. So we are feeling like a bad bitch. We are feeling like a queen. We are feeling like a teacher or a messenger. We are, whatever we see ahead, we are assessing our feelings about. So if I can see, if I can project what is coming, and I can see the steps that are playing out and that are going to play out, I need to take a step back and reel it in and think about, not think about, but feel into my feelings around that same scenario. Because it's not just about thought, it's not just about passion, it's about embodying this archetype. Okay? And the other thing here, Aries, is that none of what I'm seeing here is like completely life-shattering. It's, yes, there are highs and lows, of course, just like always, from what I can see, but none of this is like a huge, massive milestone or turning point in life. These are, in the grand scheme of your life, these are all rather small goings on. Let's see what our final card is here, Aries, drawing everything together. Queen of Swords. So we've got another queen here. This is knowing when to cut your losses. This is being mindful and diligent about cutting off the dead bark. That could be cutting off friends that are no longer serving us. That could be cutting off how we're spending our time that's no longer serving us. It can be cutting off bad habits. So if you have a habit of just sitting and checking out and watching TV every day, this could be cutting that off as well. It's a knowing of how you want to spend your time, of what is in your best interest, so that you can have a fulfilling family life, so that you can be in community with others. What are the little things we need to cut out to just be better overall? I know over the last few months, Aries, you've had some other bigger messages, like overall, that are coming through for your months. This month, you can just kind of exist. And like, yes, I'm obviously seeing the ups and downs, but there's nothing like that out there that has to be handled, right? And I also want you to feel into and acknowledge grief and loss in terms of the things that you have to give up, right? Because there is a grieving process that goes along with that. Thank you so much, Aries. That is your reading for the month, and I will see you so soon. Don't forget to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs to get a fuller picture of the month ahead.